All right, I'm back. I'm back. Yep. Grandma had some high blood pressure issues. They got her up in the hospital. Everybody pray for my grandma. She well into her 90s. You know, but I'm gonna keep on working, keep on doing what I do, and my uncle said he's gonna keep me informed on it. And for everybody out there, like I say, take care of the people. Love the people you got while you got them. Love the people you got while you got them, because you never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's going on. Grandma's okay right now. We'll find out what's up with her, and then we'll see. For now, she's they working to get her blood pressure down, and yeah, stuff is crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep y'all with me to finish up this stuff I'm doing right here. I'm actually gonna be making. I decided I'm gonna use this button here. Use this button. It's a button snap. You pull on it, it pulls apart. It's two parts. You push it, and it goes right back on. I'm gonna put that right there. Uh, the the top of the thing is gonna need some wind resistance. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece that's shaped like this, and then I'm gonna wrap it all the way around, right? And then so that'll go with it, and that'll cover the outside of the piece here. I'll cover the outside of that of the pocket. So yeah. I just gotta this is the fidgety ditty stuff that you don't that people don't get to see most of the time. There we go. Yeah. So I'm gonna figure this out. I am a little worried. Don't get it twisted. I am a little worried. But grandma's tough as nails, always has been tough as nails, but this world is a crazy place, man. So we'll find out what's going on. So to make this piece work, you have to. This is more the figuring things outside the game here. All right. Take this, split this down. You don't want to split it all the way down. See, got to keep focused, because if not, you'll mess it up. All right. This is going to be the flat part. This part right here is going to be the flat part. I'm measuring out the piece that's going to be. It's going to be the top part and the wraparound. Should be one smooth piece, and that'll make life easy. Bam. Okay. Then we find roughly where we're going to be at. See if we got enough. We need a little. This side's going to be wrapped around like that, so we need. Where's my thing at here? So I'm actually gonna have like got a marking on both sides, because this is a piece of leather that I'm cut into a shape. Then I'm marking on both sides. Roughly equally. I mean, if I really want to be precise, you break out the ruler. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Not too bad. Then let's find the middle point because we're gonna need enough to where let's find an inch here. So get an inch here, mark it. Get an inch here, mark it. All right. Mark it up here. Mark it up there. Do I got a whole inch? Make sure I got a whole inch. I don't want to short myself, and I got a little space over here. I did short myself. Okay. Put an inch here. Mark it up like that. And you can't see these marks, but these are marks that I can see. All right. Come here, and there's a reason because I'm just making an impression on the leather. There's always stuff in your way when you're trying to do something. I tell you that, buddy. Stop for a second here. All right. So that's on the line there. Come an inch off of here. All right. Go there. Go there with it. All right. That just told me where I need to be at for this. It's gonna come together before your eyes watch. Just keep an eye on it. Let me scoot this down some so you guys get a better perspective of what I'm doing, not necessarily what's going on all over the table. All right. Years of making stuff and inventing stuff. I end up figuring out how to do things. This one I ain't got to worry about putting the ruler out because it ain't very much of a cut. Which neither one of them is very much of a cut. But all right, so that's the part that's going to attach to the vest. All right, it's going to be good. I'm going to take this line here. Cut this a little bit off real quick because we don't need it. I don't need it. 1 inch square. 1 inch square on that side. There's a tip. For whenever you're cutting leather, right? So if you're ever cutting leather, always, and this is for when you're cutting, period. You know? So if you're ever cutting, always let the knife do the job. Don't force it, don't push it, don't press it, but always let the knife do the job, okay? Bam. I'm not using muscle power, I'm using the blade. And this is why you always put a sharp blade on your knife immediately. Right? Move the parts up, the extra scrap out the way. And that was the scrap piece right there. So, the way this is going to work is it's going to wrap around the top like this and then come around the edge like that. Right? And this is going to be attached. This part right here is going to be attached to the vest. So it's going to be bent like that. So when you open it, this will be like this. It'll open like that. Well, like that. And that'll be attached to the vest. It's open. That's open. That's closed. And this way, you don't get wind and gook and grime up under your pocket. Kind of making a little hood for it. Keep it there. Then put this here like this. Alright. Make sure that's nice and flush. Bam. See that? And then you're gonna give it a nice little gentle swoop to fit on in there. Bam. Gonna do the same thing on the other side. On the other side. Right? Nice little gentle swoop. Right? So when it's actually sewed down, it's got a nice little edge to it. I think I'm gonna sew it top on the top to front, like that. So it'll be on top, but it'll have that nice little edge on it. Or I can sew it on the top like this. Sew it to the edge to edge. You have a nice little edge. And I don't necessarily like that. I like a little rollover, so we're gonna do a little rollover. I would sew it face to face like that, but then that's gonna eventually break. So I think this will be over like this. Then that'll give it a nice little edge, and I can put a little edge dressing on it. Boom. And then that's all I have to do is sew that pocket down to the thing. And that'll all fit really nicely. So next is, I've already pre-marked a circle on here. This is the order of operations. I've already pre-marked the circle on here, right? So I've got to go get my hole punches and punch a hole. Punch a hole. Need a pretty big hole, so I've got a pretty big hole punch. I actually like taking stuff like this over to my press, but you guys can't see it, but I'm knocking it out real quick. I just do it by hand. It's no big deal. Grab my maul. See, I got my tools set up in a kind of an order of operation. Line that up. Make sure I got plenty room. Get it right up against it. Sorry for your eardrums, but you got to make sure it goes all the way through. Bam. Put all the tools back. A neat shop is an efficient shop, is a working shop. My shop ain't as neat as I want it to be, but it will be. Alright. Gonna break this apart real quick. Make sure the hole is the right size. Yeah, that fits nicely. You know, it's nice when you got to screw it in. Screw that down. And that's what it's going to look like. Have a little button on it. And then you pull a button and that'll open up. It's got to come all the way through, and then you put the little washer on there, and it'll have a little washer on it. And you pull a button and it'll open up. All right. Swing. Bam. And then the bottom piece is got to make sure I make the hole for that after we sew it up. Hey, why did it switch? Oh, did it switch because it died? It switched because it died. My other camera died. That's unfortunate. I have to plug him up. But that's okay. We're going over to the other side anyway. Cut that back on. All right. Moving on to the next one. Setting up across the room. We gotta sew some stuff. But that's not gonna work like that. All right. Excuse the mess, people. Like I said, I'm still working on some stuff. Got the light back on. Gotta put the plate on the end here. Nice little cool plate thingy. It goes on the end here. Some people sew with it off. I kind of like to sew with it on. Keeps the dust out of the end of the bobbin, and that eventually gets in there and gums it up. It also helps guide that piece in. So we're gonna go like this. This once again, this is the piece that we're sewing. I'm sewing it inside out. Apparently that's touching the chain. Whoa, wouldn't look too fast. All right. Give it a couple tugs. There we go. Let the machine do the work. Don't push it, don't pull it. Hit that line every time. For all the Wilsons out there, do not call Uncle Charles. Reach out to one of the elders in the family and see what they say. They should all have the number, the stuff for you all. But leave Uncle Charles, let him get some rest. That was just a friendly PSA to my family members, to my grandma's. My grandma's in the hospital. She has some high blood pressure issues. And I'm trying to direct a little traffic via the Facebooks, because my family actually watches this stuff. I'm actually skipping. You see me skip the corner here because I'm gonna hand sew that corner. Because back that up a little bit. Because if I don't, then I run the risk of snapping the needle, because those pieces. This piece can be a little volatile. This beast right here can be a little volatile, and it won't just snap a needle, it explodes it. If I'd have wet it down and laid it down a little bit better, it'd have been an easy stitch. Put one more in there. Wow. Alright. Lift up. No. Not in the right part of the cycle. Always make sure that you're in the right part of the cycle before you put a thread. And when I show you guys the operations of the machine, then you'll understand what I mean by right part of the cycle. But anybody who's sewn before knows that you got to make sure you don't move it, you don't mess with it when it's in a particular part of the cycle, or when you do go back in, it'll break the thread, it'll muss the thread up, it'll do all kinds of goofy stuff that you're really not trying to do. Up. All right, that's one pocket sewn pretty much together. Not quite fully sewn yet, but almost there. This thing, every time I sit it down, it goes back the other way. All right. Pocket, pocket, hot pocket. All right. So I'm gonna hand sew these corners because you know, like I said, if you let the machine do it, all of this pressure and this tension will pop the needle so far. Because you have to make it so that piece is really laid down well. But this is excellent. This is excellent. One of the stitches actually, one of the thread got caught up in the previous stitches. See that? That don't affect nothing. So that's going to be a hidden stitch, right? I'm gonna flip that all the way over to make that pocket. All the way over to make that pocket. And there should be plenty space. And like I said, I'm gonna put another. Put that in front of the thing. I'm gonna put another a hole here for getting down in there if there's something further down. And then, like I said, I gotta put a hole in it once I get it flipped over in here. And I'll use some water to soften it up. Moving on to the next thing. Actually, I'm gonna call it a night. You guys, I'll show you guys the final product. Let's switch it up. So I'm gonna switch it up. You guys, thanks for hanging with me. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support, Jesse. But I'm gonna finish this up off of line a little bit, and you guys will see me more often. You know, I done said it about 1 million times. You guys will see me more often because this is the way of the world. So welcome to tuning in to Outsider Vision. I'll catch you guys later. All right, thanks. P.S. For all my YouTubers, like, subscribe. They're going to just like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll be catching y'all guys next time. I'll come up with some nice catchphrase or something. Get some music for the background, royalty free or something. Talk to some friends out there. But catch you guys next time, all right? I'm out.